fourth facet is flexibility. I'm not going to talk to you guys about flexibility. Oh, because I don't have to define it to you guys. In terms of saying what are these 5 facets, I'm not going to even say. I mean, you have a pretty good understanding of what it is, whether or not your flexibility is there or not. You know, whether it's going away even, and you're like I am at this point, holding on by, you know, my fingertips as I'm losing ground constantly in my flexibility. It's not what it used to be, and I openly admit that. Or it's getting better, a little bit better, a little bit better. It depends on what you're, you know, where you're putting your emphasis on your particular training. The 5th facet of fitness is called neurological. We played with it a little bit by standing up and rolling around with our eyes closed. There were huge neurological components involved. The number of categories under neurological is huge. Reflexes, balance, motor skills, kinesthetic awareness, proprioception, speed, agility, stability, mobility, a whole bunch of hand-eye coordination, visual memory. There's just so much under neurological that some people, well, I won't say that. Some people argue neurological is the whole deal. Okay. But then some people argue that strength is the whole deal, because you can't get up out of your chair if you don't have sufficient strength. Some people say flexibility is the whole deal, because you can't do anything, you can't move without flexibility. And on and on. In fact, all 5 factors of fitness, or all 5 facets, somebody says it's the only one you need to do. Pay attention to that, everything else. I don't tend to agree. So my first question, you know, how many people want to be stronger? How many people want all 5 facets to be improved 5 or 10 years from now? Of course, we want them all to be better. What a big undertaking that is. But we want to be better at stuff, and that's just our nature to want to be better at stuff. How do we get better? We get better by initiating what is called the training effect. The training effect is choreographed by your body as the net result of 2 other factors. Those 2 factors are called overload and recovery. Words we've all used. Overload is probably where people get more misunderstanding than anything I'll run with today. Overload is so simple that we lose it, and it's simply a reasonable challenge. If it's a reasonable challenge, it's overload. If there's no challenge, it's not overload. And if it's not reasonable, it's not overload. If it's an unreasonable challenge, for instance, you can jump from the bottom step on your flight of stairs at home, if you have them, and you can jump down 1 step and control the landing. There's some shock in the landing. But from 1 step, it's probably not even challenging. We can all do that. How about who can do 2 steps? Jump off 2 steps, land. Your knees will still let you do that. That's cool. 3 steps? 4, 5, 6? What happens when you're at the top of the flight of stairs? Would you launch a nice standing broad jump off the flight of the stairs and go, I'm going to land that? I think for most of us that would be an unreasonable challenge. This is no longer overload. Okay? This is overwork. When it's overwork, there's an injury at the end.